Cyber insurance is a vital and necessary safeguard for businesses facing the constant threat of cyber attacks. However, securing the right coverage is only part of the equation. Without meeting the proper security requirements, businesses risk not receiving a payout when an incident occurs. Maximizing your payouts requires strategic preparation and proactive cybersecurity measures to make sure that your claim is honored. Today, I'm going to be guiding you through steps to take to make sure that your cyber insurance coverage will be paid out in the event that you do have an incident, helping to avoid any pitfalls and maximize that payout when you really need it the most. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Michael Kanet. I'm the CEO and founder here at iTernal Networks. And at iTernal Networks, we believe that knowledge is power. So every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on all of our socials to discuss educational, technology, and cybersecurity topics to help empower my fellow business owners. These live streams aim to help other business owners be more confident in their knowledge and understanding of business technology and cybersecurity especially. At iTernal Networks, we are dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for businesses, and staying educated on technology, especially around cybersecurity, is a key part of necessary steps to fortify your environment. At the end of this live stream, I'll answer questions from the audience, so throw them in the chat, in the comments at any time, and I'll make sure to cover those at the end. All right, for the topic today, we're digging into this cyber insurance, right? For most businesses, any type of insurance really feels like a safety net, right? Something that's necessary, that's needed, but you hope that you never need to use it. Something that you're relieved to have in place, knowing that there's this protection. But when it comes to cyber insurance, there's a little bit more to it than just signing on the dotted line and hoping for the best. Understanding what cyber insurance really covers and how to ensure you're properly protected is crucial. Cyber insurance is very different than automotive insurance, for example, right? You go and buy an automotive insurance policy and get full coverage. If you go out and you're in a car accident, they're gonna cover you, right? They're gonna cover what the policy says. They're not gonna ask you like, well, were you speeding? Did you look at your phone? They're not gonna ask any additional questions. They're just gonna take care of you and make sure that you have what you need. Cyber insurance is very different. It's designed to shield you from the financial fallout of cyber attacks, data breaches, and other cybersecurity incidents. It often covers costs related to data recovery, your legal fees, notification efforts, and sometimes even ransom payments. But here's the catch, and this is where it's different from other types of insurance. Simply having the policy doesn't mean you're going to get the payout. There's critical steps and requirements that must be followed to make sure that your policy pays out. You have to be compliant with the requirements of that policy in order for the insurance company to cover you. So today I want to talk a little bit more about some of the strategies that you can implement to make sure that you're going to get the payout that you need in the event that there is an incident. Number one, it's important, and this is required, that you do a comprehensive risk assessment. Before issuing coverage, insurers expect businesses to undergo risk assessments. They examine a company's existing cybersecurity measures, your incident response plans, and overall readiness to mitigate risks. If you have applied for cyber insurance recently in the last couple of years or renewal, you're at least somewhat familiar with this. You may not call it a risk assessment, but you've probably received a multi-page form that you have to fill out saying, yes, we have this. No, we don't have this. Yes, we're doing these steps. Here's what our policy is. You have to answer those questions. Every cyber insurance policy has that. And some of these we're seeing are quite extensive, 8, 9, 10, 11, and longer applications for cyber insurance. Ensuring that your security posture is strong and well documented increases the likelihood of obtaining full coverage and favorable policy terms. The better the security that you have in place, the better documentation around those security measures and processes and procedures, the better it's going to be for you in that application process. You may wonder, like, why does that matter for payouts? Well, a well-documented risk assessment demonstrates to insurers that your business is taking your cyber risk serious, which then increases the chance of a full payout in the event of a claim. It also influences the terms of your policy, potentially securing those lower premiums, as I mentioned. All right, number 2, it's important that you implement essential security measures. To qualify for full payouts or higher payouts or better premiums, insurers often require businesses to implement certain security practices, and this will be outlined in your policy. 2 key requirements that we're seeing pretty much universal today are multi-factor authentication and endpoint protection. So I'm going to talk a little bit about both of those. I'm sure you're familiar with them, but just in case. First, multi-factor authentication, often called MFA for short, adds some extra layers of security by requiring multiple forms of verification to access critical systems. Insurers prioritize MFA because it significantly reduces the chances of unauthorized access, even if passwords are compromised. If a criminal knows your username and your password, they're not going to be able to gain access to the system without the MFA tokens as well. Many insurers require MFA as a baseline for coverage, and without it, you won't even qualify for a policy in many cases. And in some cases, if you say you have it and you have a breach, and it comes out that the breach was as a result of not having MFA in place, or in other words, if MFA was enabled, the breach would have been prevented, then the insurance is not going to pay your claim. All right, the second one that's pretty much universal is endpoint protection. Endpoint, when we say endpoint, we're referring to laptops, servers, mobile devices, desktop computers, pretty much an endpoint that a user uses or accesses and works off of. They're often the entry point for cyber attacks. Implementing robust endpoint protection is crucial to securing your network and demonstrating to insurers that you're serious about cybersecurity. Making sure that all of your devices are protected shows insurers that you're, once again, taking the necessary minimum steps to prevent attacks or to minimize the extent of the attacks. It may not prevent the attack, but it may prevent it from spreading or doing as much damage. And having these things in place will, once again, help to maximize your policy's payout. All right, the next tip for your cyber insurance is to make sure that you're reviewing and understanding your policy's exclusions, what your cyber insurance policy will not cover. Some policies might exclude specific types of attack, such as social engineering fraud or insider threats. And by identifying these gaps, you can implement additional coverage or focus on risk mitigation strategies for those areas to ensure you're fully covered and protected. Another one that I see in there is that's raised some questions, and there's been a lot of discussion in my business peers about if it's an act of war. Often that's excluded. So if the Russian government is found or believed to be behind the attack, or agents of a foreign agency, then there's some questions on whether you get paid out or not. There's going to be probably litigation and other stuff around that, but there's often those type of things in these policies, so it's important to be aware of those. Knowing the exclusions in your policy helps avoid unexpected denials of claims, allows you to manage your risks that the policy may not cover. It also may enable you to talk to your insurance agent and get an additional rider. For instance, if ransomware payments are not covered, then maybe you can ask and say, hey, I would like to add ransomware payments to mitigate the risk of ransomware. This proactive approach can help prevent financial surprises and make sure that you're adequately compensated in the event of an incident. All right, the next tip is incident response planning. And I did a live stream on this not too long ago. So if you're curious about incident response, you can go back and search through my past posts and find more information on that. Insurers favor businesses that have a well-documented and practiced incident response plan. Having a clear process in place for handling cyber incidents not only strengthens your security posture, but also can help improve your coverage options and once again increase the chances of a full payout. Why it matters? Well, a tested and proven incident response plan shows the insurers that your business is prepared to act quickly and effectively during an incident. And that is so important because the faster you act, the more you can mitigate the spread of that incident. If you're able to quickly respond and respond appropriately to minimize that, then the losses are going to be less and the insurance is going to be happier with that, reducing their risk as well. All right, number 5 in my tips here is regular security audits. These demonstrate to insurers that your business is proactively managing risks. Conducting these audits strengthens your defenses and can reduce premiums and improve your payout conditions. Audits help stay compliant with these requirements and to make sure that your measures remain up to date. This shows insurers that you're continuously monitoring and improving your security posture. You're not just relying on what was good enough a year ago or even 3 months ago or 6 months ago. You're always evaluating and increasing your security posture. Once again, reducing your risk, and that thereby then reduces the risk to the insurance company, giving you better premiums and better results. Another one that we're seeing is third-party vendor management. Many businesses work with third-party vendors. I would say probably every business does, but maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't work with any third-party vendors. So it's crucial to ensure that these vendors meet cybersecurity standards, especially if they have access to any of your systems or any of your data. Cyber insurance policies may not cover breaches caused by vendors that have weak security practices. Insurers may require proof of vendor compliance, so it's essential to have agreements and regular audits in place with those third-party vendors to minimize your risk. If a breach does occur through a vendor, it may void your cyber insurance claim if that vendor's practices don't meet your insurer's requirements. So once again, it's important you understand what the requirements are of your insurer and that you ask the questions on how does that relate to third-party vendor breaches that might then affect your organization as well. All right, number 7, employee training. This is a huge one. Human error is one of the leading causes of cyber incidents. I'm going to say that again because of how critical this is. Human error is one of the leading causes of cyber incidents. And when I say human error, I don't necessarily mean intentional, right? It could be intentional. Most of the time, it's out of ignorance, right? It's accidental. There's many studies that show that, as far as 85 to 95% of breaches happen because of an end user doing something that led to that incident. By providing regular training to staff on cybersecurity best practices, such as recognizing phishing emails, your business can reduce the likelihood of breaches. And then, of course, insurers appreciate that proactive approach that includes employee training, which leads to better terms, lower premiums, because it's lowering the risk. The better trained your staff are at recognizing and avoiding those threats, the less risk you have, the less risk the insurance company has. If your business can demonstrate regular and effective training programs, it can once again influence both the terms of your policy and the likelihood of receiving full compensation. Number 8, make sure that you have your cyber insurance policy reviewed by your legal expert, by your legal team. Making sure that they understand what's in the policy can help to make sure that it aligns with your specific needs and covers any critical risk in your organization. A legal review can prevent surprises during the claims process, allowing you to maximize your policy's payout. Legal review helps make sure there's no misunderstandings of your policy's coverage and can help to reduce the chances of any disputes with your insurer. It's also important that you stay ahead of any evolving requirements. The requirements for cyber insurance will continue to change alongside emerging threats. We've seen massive changes in the cyber insurance industry just in the last few years as the number of claims skyrocketed over the last 4 years. Policies have changed with insurance companies where they're now requiring different things. So your policy this year probably has different requirements than your policy last year. You may have also seen drastic increases in those costs. So by staying informed, and regularly updating your cybersecurity practices, you can make sure that your policy stays valid and that you're covered for all the latest risks. We hold these weekly live streams to help keep small and medium-sized businesses informed and to be there for any questions you may have. If we become aware of any major sweeping changes in the industry, obviously I'm gonna try and make you guys aware of that. Another important step of the cyber insurance process is applying. When applying for or renewing it, you've got to make sure that you're providing your insurance agent detailed documentation of your cybersecurity practices, including MFA, endpoint protection, incident response, your security auditing processes, to make sure that they have the full picture of everything that you're doing. Understand also how insurers calculate premiums based on your risk profile. Strong security practices can lead to those lower premiums and better payout terms because you're lowering that risk. That's the whole goal, right? Anytime I work with an organization and we go in and do a cybersecurity risk assessment and we develop a cybersecurity plan, the goal is always to reduce risk. And sometimes we can't reduce all the risk, which is why you come in and layer on insurance on top of that. Make sure that you're reviewing any exclusions very carefully and adjust your risk management strategies to cover areas that might not be included in your policies. I will add, maximizing your insurance payout really isn't just about having coverage. It's about understanding the requirements, implementing key security measures, and staying ahead of the game. Contact us today if you have any questions on your cyber insurance strategy. I'm not an insurance agent. I don't sell cyber insurance. I can't tell you what's the best options and everything for it. But what I can do is I can look at your policy and help to identify what it covers, what it doesn't cover, and help you then go back to your insurance agent to get those questions answered further and see if there's any other options available for you. At iTernal Networks, we specialize in helping businesses like yours to navigate this process and secure the best possible coverage. If you have any questions about getting started on it, like I said, please reach out. I'd love to help answer any questions and get you in the right direction with your insurance policies. I dropped a link in the chat where you can reach out to us directly. Feel free to click on it, drop us a message or give us a call. Like I said, I look forward to connecting with you and answering any questions there. Let's see if there's any questions from our live audience. Doesn't look like I have any questions. Thanks for joining today. If you're watching this after the fact, appreciate it. If you found the video helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment with any questions or thoughts you might have. Your feedback helps us to create more content that's valuable to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any of our updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you navigate the world of tech and cybersecurity. If you need any further assistance, feel free to reach out via direct message, call our office, or email us through our website at itnet.works. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you next week.